So guys, today we have Cassandra. Cassandra from, where are you based, Cassandra, exactly in US?
I live in Central Florida.
Florida. I knew it's somewhere hot. Yeah. And
Yeah.
I'm jealous. So Cassandra has been with us just for a few months, I think, right? I don't even know how long has it been. It's a few months.
Since
And
November.
yeah, and Cassandra is a coach, and I just can't wait for her to share with you guys the miracles that she's created, because we want you to know that you're here for the right reason, and we want you to see what's possible through what our clients accomplished. And you're not different to us. You have the same skills and talents. You just may need a little bit of tools that we've got to create this miracle. So first of all, Cassandra, thank you so much for taking time out on a Sunday. I really appreciate that.
You're welcome.
And maybe let's start. I know there is a lot of people watching us right now who have no clue who is Cassandra. So they might know who Eva is, but not yet about Cassandra. So let's just share with them a few words about what you do, where you are. I mean, you've already shared where you are, but like what you do, just a little bit about you so that everybody knows where you come from.
Sure. So like Eva said, I'm a coach and a personal growth strategist, and I empower empathic souls to elevate their self-love so that they can have thriving relationships and live a purpose-filled life. So I just really love working specifically with empathic, sensitive people, because that's who I am. And I know the challenges that we face as that type of person when it comes to relationships, but also just life in general. So that's what I do in a nutshell.
I just love how you described it. I am like working with empaths and empowering them to powerful relationships. That's as much as I remembered, but I just love that. You know, there's so many coaches that are just sharing, you know, I'm so sensitive, I'm taking other people's problems on board. And you know what? You're just empath. Nothing wrong with you. And Cassandra is helping people like yourself to fulfill beautiful relationships and their goals. I love that. Love it. So Cassandra, let's just start maybe with, tell us a little bit about your results before you started with me, and what made you decide to invest in this?
Well, I wasn't consistent, for one, with what I needed to do to bring in more clients, more business, because I struggle with PTSD. My emotions were always getting the best of me. And so there was a lot of inconsistencies, lots of ups and downs, and it was just really having a negative impact on how I was running my business. But coming into TIR, I feel like it's like night and day now. My best friend from home even
on Facebook, I'm like, what? On every day, so good. I love that. Love that. So tell us a little bit about that moment when you decided to do this. Like, what made you decide to hire a mentor?
Well, I believe you have to invest in yourself, for one, if you want the results you want. So I've always believed in that. I've always invested in myself with my own personal journey, but I felt like I needed help both with the business mindset and what it takes to really win and be successful, but also hearing your story, Eva, it resonated with me. And I was like, oh man, she knows how it is. And I just felt like, if she can do it, certainly I can. So it just made me feel like it was possible for me too.
I love that. I hope that we make more people feel like that today. Seriously, I mean, you know, I'm just like, we're just normal people, right? Normal people with extraordinary results. And the only barrier between kind of failure and success is not having the tools. That's all there is, right? And everybody can learn the tools. All right, so the moment that everybody is waiting for, what are some of your biggest results and changes? Let's start with kind of business, monetary, and then personal. Share with us.
Okay, I'm getting more discovery calls and clients than I've ever had, ever. I'm like this close to a 10K month this month, and I'm believing it's gonna happen. I'm less than $2,000 away for my first 10K month.
Oh my goodness, look at that.
I'm just believing it's gonna happen.
This requires celebration. I I don't know if you're open to share, but what would be your average before you started TIR? Do you remember or not really?
Oh, $1,000 a month.
Well, listen, let's celebrate this for a moment, because you 8 times your income per month in how long? Since November? Come on. Like, right?
I know, it's like, I'm just so grateful. I'm like, it's working.
I love that. And listen, how long are you a coach? How long are you in business?
I have been coaching for a few years. I just didn't believe in myself. And that's something I realized doing TIR. I needed to work on my self-image. Like, I felt confident in my personal life, but when it came to business, I did not believe in myself at all. And I realized that doing TIR.
Do you know what? Let's just take it in for a little moment, because I didn't even know. Congratulations. I'm so proud of you.
Thank you.
Guys, we just want to share this with everybody out there who is a coach or, consultant. You have something to give to humanity. If you're not making money, even though you're doing whatever you can for so long, there's nothing wrong with you, right? Let's start with that.
Yeah.
But second of all, I mean, this is like 4 months, and you increased your coaching income 8 times, and your coaching calls and sales and all of that is effortless. I mean, seriously, guys, don't you want that? Like, if you want that, yes, because this is like incredible, and it's not that Casandra is different than you guys. She just follows instructions. She applies this material and she lives it, and you can do the same. Like, there is no difference between us all here, and we want all of you to succeed. But now, none of this happens without investing in yourself, right?
Yes,
so
exactly.
Okay, I'm just blown away by your results. So let's I'm like, wow, I love it. 4 months, beautiful. Okay, so tell us what else, like, is there any other changes that you've noticed, whether your confidence, your belief? Give us some examples, like, what are the things that you're doing right now that maybe you were not doing before because of your confidence in the business?
I feel like something has shifted in me. Like, I'm more balanced. My emotions aren't taking control like they used to, and being empathic and sensitive, they used to run my world. And now I'm exercising my mind more, where my mind is starting to be the vehicle that's running me rather than my emotions. And I'm more consistent, I'm more disciplined. My relationships are better as a result, which they were good, but they're just getting even better because I'm showing up differently.
I love this. So I think you touched upon something extremely important. One of the biggest paradigms, or one of the biggest challenges for every entrepreneur, is the highs and lows emotionally, right? And especially if you're an empath, and especially if you suffered from PTSD, guess what? You're going to have that all the time.
Yes.
And a lot of you guys who are watching, you may relate to this, that when you're feeling good, everything is just on the ball. Customers are coming, ideas are coming, sales are rolling. And then the minute you start feeling off, whatever reason, things are falling apart. And I always say, if you want to be a 6 or 7 figure entrepreneur, your emotional state is either a magnet to ideas and customers and sales, or repellent. And this is hard sometimes to take, right? But for a lot of people who maybe came from working for someone else and they started their own business, they might be used to that. When I worked in finance, I would always get paid even if I had a bad day.
Yeah.
But if I had a bad day as a coach, guess what? I wouldn't get paid, right? Wow, I just love that. Love this. And tell us, so you mentioned that, you've suffered from PTSD. How have you transformed this area? Because that was like killing your business before, right?
How
has this transformed so far?
I haven't had any panic attacks. I can't remember last time. I think since I first started TIR, around that time when I was first getting started, I remember sharing with you, I was working through that.
Panic attack, I remember.
But I haven't had any since. My anxiety, the depression, I haven't had any issues with that. And I noticed that the minute I don't feel good, I'm immediately turning to the tools that you teach us to hurry up and process what's going on so I can process it and move on instead of staying stuck in it.
I just love your story. This is so good. All right, so listen, let's give them a little secret. What happened? Tell them what you told me earlier, what did you do at the start of this program and why are you here?
So I took a picture of myself and one of Eva's like banners that says client success story. And I put myself in it and I sent it to Eva and I said, I'm going to be one of your success stories.
I love that. It didn't take us that long, Casandra. It's only 4 months. Wow. Yeah. I just love this. This is so freaking nice. And that 10K is just like this. It's just around the corner.
Yeah.
You still haven't finished the month.
And I have discovery calls booked for the Tuesday. So I'm confident it's going to happen.
I love this. Well, listen, this is so cool. I just love this, Within like 6 months together, you can go from 1K per month to 10K per month, piece of cake, Yeah. I would love to ask you actually, so this is like the external, this is the results and, peace of mind and dealing with past anxieties. That's also internal. How do you feel? How do you feel about you, about your business, about like life in general?
I feel like a different person. Like I feel more confident. I believe that I actually can run a successful business. I think before my self-image was stopping me from seeing that I could be a successful businesswoman, and I just didn't believe it. But now I actually believe it and I see it. And I think that's why I'm getting these results, because I'm actually putting in the work to go after it because I believe that it's possible.
I love that.
I just feel different. I don't even know how to like describe.
I would probably say empowered, like,
Yes.
Yeah, it's like before you maybe felt a little helpless. I definitely felt like that before I started. And now it's like, I feel like I can move mountains because I know how results are created, right? And I feel like everybody should feel this way because the struggle and the, fighting off like lack of abundance, that's not natural. Natural is prosperity. And especially, people like me and you, we have so much to give to the world. And I know we have so many people watching this masterclass who have a lot to give to the world. And no matter how hard they try, they don't earn the income that would allow them to live joyfully and passionately with their business. And I think it's wrong. I think there's something wrong with that. And everybody deserves to feel passionate. And also, like, one of the things why I do these master classes, because I remember at the start of the business, I was doing a lot, but I was burning out and not having, that time to enjoy life. I think we do so much good for others. We deserve to be taken care of. And that's what we're talking about right now here. I love that.
I've rested more this month and worked less this month and brought in more money and clients this month than ever. Like, it's blowing my mind because I was like, I don't have to burn out to be successful.
Yeah, and people don't believe me when I say that, but when the client says this, hopefully eventually someone will come on, this is the real deal.
Yeah.
I love this. So couple of questions like what, earning 1,000 to invest what you invested. So you invested slightly, it was slightly less, but still a lot of money for someone who was earning 1,000. How did you get over the logic telling you, like, what was the logic telling you? What was the paradigm telling you in your mind? And how did you get over it?
Well, I've invested in myself before for personal life coaching and got results with that. And I was like, if I want to see results in my business, I'm going to have to do this. I just had a lot of personal circumstances that were creating a lot of fear, worry, and doubt that was stopping me from doing it. But somewhere deep inside, I felt like this is the way, like, this is my answer I've been looking for. And it actually helped me to communicate better with my husband on another level with finances, because he's the one who gave me part of the money to invest in this. And it scared the crap out of me to bring this up to him because I was like, he's going to think I'm crazy. He's like, not another program, but he did it, and I've already paid it back. And it's
I love it. I love it so much. 4 months. I love it. And actually, this is a good one. So a lot of women, or even men who are watching us right now, they say, I need to get my spouse on board because I just don't have that money lying around. And I know how challenging it must be, especially if maybe your spouse is not like-minded, or maybe, how did you go about this? Can you share, like, what did you say? Or like, and of course, yeah, tell us a little bit about that.
I first wrote out what I wanted to say to him to get out like the nervousness and the feelings, because he is a 9-to-5er, and he's got a good career, but he doesn't understand this world that I'm in. And so I wanted to write out what I wanted to say first so that I could really like logically explain it to him, because he's an engineer, so he needs like straight facts.
Numbers.
So I did that, and then I went and communicated it with him and had a conversation, and I just poured my heart out about how I believe this is the answer that I've been looking for to help me take my business to the next level. And I explained to him how I felt like I could make this work and when I wanted to be able to put the money back into our bank account. And I did it by the date and everything. And he just wanted 24 hours to think about it, and then he was on board. And we made an agreement that by March I would put it back in, and I did.
Love it. I love it. This is so good. We frequently receive these questions, like, what do I do if my husband is rational? Well, that's what you do. And
yeah, I wrote it out.
Yeah. First of all, you're vulnerable, which is hard for some of us. Yeah. And second of all, you talk to your husband as if it's a business transaction. So you don't talk to your husband, hey, I'm investing in law of attraction, because he will think you're crazy. Mm-hmm. Just, I'm investing in business mentor. Most people understand business mentorship.
Yes.
And, and this is a business expense. It can be written off as well as your business mentorship, but most people understand what business mentorship is. 97% of the world may not understand if you want to invest this amount in personal development, because they think this is woohoo stuff, right? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But if you speak about, hey, I'm investing in business mentor and she has a proven track record, she's helped women like me to achieve X, Y, and Z, then it's very different conversation.
Yeah.
But it also must have given you a little surprise in terms of your husband supporting you, right?
Yeah, it made me like fall in love with him all over again, because he told me how he believed in me, and I thought that I was failing. I was like, I'm failing. He probably thinks I'm a failure, because I feel like I was being successful. And so it just felt very encouraging for him to even share that with me.
I love that. So listen, you started a business, did you say 3 or 4 years ago?
It was 3 years ago.
3 years ago. Okay. It must have felt a little bit disempowering if you were like running it for 3 years and you were earning only 1,000 per month, right?
Yeah. And I think because I had a 9-to-5 at the time, I wasn't taking myself seriously. Like, sometimes I would put in effort, sometimes I wouldn't. Sometimes I put in effort, sometimes I wouldn't. And so I think that was part of it.
So did you actually, that's a good one, because we still have a lot of people who are watching us right now who are still in jobs and kind of tampering with that business on the side, but not really getting serious. How does it feel to actually be full-time entrepreneur and successful one?
It's almost like surreal. Like, I can't, like, this, like, thinking about everything we've done this month alone, like every weekend we've done something fun. I have the most amazing clients, and I feel like I'm doing what I've always wanted to do. And it's like mind blowing. I'm like, it's really happening. Like, I'm really doing this.
You're impressed with yourself every day, what you're capable of.
Yeah.
And frequently we receive a question, we have participants attending, and maybe they have had some coaches and courses before, and they didn't work for them. So you are a coach yourself. I'm pretty sure you had lots of courses and lots of
Yeah.
mentors and God knows
Yeah.
what. Can you share like what's the difference between TIR and everything else that you've done?
This is the first time I've ever invested in something that was this length, and this is the highest investment I ever made at once into myself and my business. And I think that has a difference because I put in a different energy behind my effort because I didn't want to waste my investment. Whereas before it may have been $500 there, $1,000 there, like it was just here and there, but there's something different when it's the time and the amount. You have to show up differently to get the results. And I feel like you'll only show up that way if you've put in the investment to do it, because you're not going to waste your money. And when you only put in $500 or $1,000 for a course or a program, you may brush that off as, well, I'll just come back to that later. But this, like, you have to show up. Like, if you don't show up, you're not going to get your results, and then you'll waste thousands of dollars, and then it's not worth it. So it's like, you're not going to do that.
I love that. Thank you. And one other thing. So we have some structures in, like, thinking into results is not just mentorship, right? There's some structures. You have you have your daily routine that you're doing around thinking into results. You have your weekly mentorship calls. You have your accountability partners. You have your masterminds. Can you share with us a little bit about, I know you have fabulous accountability partner.
Yeah.
And can you share with us a little bit about what's the value of having accountability buddy, and how is that helping you in getting things done and achieving?
Yeah, I think it helps a lot just to know that there's someone outside of yourself that you have to report to, per se, to let them know if you're doing what you said you were going to do or not. And you don't want to feel that feeling of like, oh, I didn't do it. Like, it doesn't feel good, you know? And so you're not just dependent on yourself. Like, you have someone else that you're sharing your goals with and your tasks with. And I think that helps a lot to keep you consistent.
I love it. And you also are in similar location, which is really cool.
Yeah, ironically, we were like 30 minutes away.
I love it. Besties, found each other.
Yeah.
TIR, I just love that. And, my last one would be around masterminding. So, like you're also right now leading Coaches Mastermind. But what do you believe is the purpose or the benefit of mastermind for business owners like yourself? What do you think is the value of that?
Having more than your own mind brainstorming, because sometimes somebody else may have a perspective or an idea that you don't, and that could be the thing that helps you implement something that changes your business or helps you to have more success in a certain area with what you're working on. And so I just always believe that 2 or more minds are better than one.
That's true. That's true. It's actually multiplication of ideas. So just for everybody who doesn't know what mastermind is, it's basically 1 hour a week. So you have mentorship calls with me once a week, and you also have 1 hour mastermind calls with other clients who have similar business to yours, and they have goals within that business. And a lot of the time, these people might be way further down the line than you are, which is amazing because you're actually benefiting from their knowledge. That's wonderful. So listen, I just have enjoyed every single second of this. So why don't we just share? Listen, guys, if you are watching this and if you resonate with our stories, we're both coaches, and look where Casandra was. I mean, 1,000 per month, and she's now at 8 just for 4 months down the line. Like, really just ask yourself, what does it cost you not to invest in this? Because if Casandra didn't invest in this, she would be losing 7,000 every single month. I mean, that's huge, right? When you think about it.
Yeah.
And like, you may have been trying to do more and earn more, but something is not clicking. So just get honest with yourself. And by now whether you feel that we can help you or not. If you don't feel we can help you, that's fine, no problem. But you probably wouldn't be watching this testimonial. That's my guess. If you're still here, I feel like it's likely that you feel that we can help you, but you have that but going on in your mind. And it's the very thing that has been stopping you from being successful. Like Casandra was being stopped by her mind, controlling her mood swings, right? And controlling her not believing in herself. And that's why she was earning 1,000 rather than 8, but she had potential for 8 or 10. And you have potential right now for earning what you want, whether it's 10, 20, 50, 100, you're meant to earn it. And if you've tried for past 6 months, 12 months, 1 year, doesn't matter what kind of mentors or coaches you went through, if you haven't got results, then it's time to wake up, right? I mean, it's time to understand, hey, I'm obviously not doing the right things, and the right things would be to change my paradigms that are blocking me from getting the results I want. So if this resonates with you guys, I urge you to make an investment. Make this the most memorable day for you, so that 6 months from now, you know, you look back and you thank yourself, because I am so grateful for myself. And I'm sure, Casandra, you will agree. It's like, oh my God, I thank myself every day for having the guts to invest in myself. Even if it was scary, right?
Yeah, I'm grateful. My best friend from home even said, something's different about you.
Of course. I love this. So listen, yeah, just make a decision. Seriously, like there's not enough words that we can use. That's why the entire masterclass I've been teaching you guys and trying to educate you, there's a difference between your heart and that quiet voice within your intuition that tells you, yes, Eva can help me. Yes, I want to do it. And that logical conversation driven by your paradigm, why you shouldn't, or why you can't, or why maybe next month or next year. That very thing has been stopping you from creating habits in your business that create that 10K plus months or 20 or 50. That same thing has been giving you fear, worry, and doubt, your mood swings, you know, reacting versus responding, allowing COVID or external world or your present results to control your emotional states. You cannot listen to logic when you're making this life-changing decision. It's not easy, but the people that make it, they win. And you have, the proof is in the pudding. I mean, we've had so many people here over the weekend, and I didn't even know, Casandra, like what you've accomplished. And I'm just so like blown away. But this is the normal, guys. This is the normal if you do the work. So Casandra, I don't know if you have any final words coming from you and what you know now. For those people that, you know, are like yourself and you know how it was to be scared, what would you say to them?
I always ask myself, what's the worst that can happen? And I always say, I'm not going to be homeless. And I'm not going to.
That's right.
You just have to think, what's the worst that can happen? And then think about what's the possibility. And I latched on to the possibility. I'd rather see what can happen than to keep living woulda, coulda, shoulda.
I love that. Oh my goodness. Like, I'm going to drop the pen. This is it. Second time I'm speaking to Casandra and you're just like, that's it. So guys, you know what to do. Seriously, we wish for you what we have accomplished and more. We wish for you so that your dreams become reality and they do not remain dreams for the rest of your life. 97% of people just think and dream. 3% is actually experiencing this, and you deserve to be that. But it doesn't come with no risk. You've got to make a decision and invest in yourself. And, you know, I think after so many success stories, you now know that, you know, this is not just a once-off. It's not just me. It's not just Casandra. This is a norm if you do the work. So thank you so much, Casandra, for being here. And
no problem.
We are keeping our fingers crossed, guys, that you make the right decision. And Casandra, we're going to bring you back when you hit your 10K or 20K.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you so much. Bye-bye.
Thank you.